Uy! First dibs! Haha! Samsung Galaxy... Teka. Bakit Galaxy S25 FE? Kala ko S26. Brand new naman nakuha ko dito and nakasilyado. Pero 1 generation older nga lang. So in this video, pag-usapan natin si Samsung Galaxy S25 FE before tayo pumunta sa S26 pretty soon. Kung worth it nga ba itong device ito for its price point, alamin natin. So stay with me until the end of this video. So the usual Samsung Galaxy na S-series na box, ganito lang, simple lang, and manipis siya. So pagbukas mo dito sa box, you see the phone and a little pouch here. So normally, alam na natin kung anong laman nito, no? Wala rin siyang jelly case na kasama. So bandama di Samsung, no? Lagi sinasabi nila environmental at chuchu, pero in fact gusto lang nila sold separately. Kaching! So nandito ka ng panundot and you have a C2C cable. Pero pansin ko, parang nipis lang ka ng kable, hindi siya makapal. So talaga pang slow charging lang siya. That's just my observation kasi talagang manipis, oh. Samsung Care warranty card and a quick start guide. And that's about everything inside the box. And of course, nandito ang unit na, wala na naman. Ang bilis ng unboxing pag Samsung, no, tsaka Apple. So next is to peel this one off. Yung feeling talaga, no? Iba. And ang hawak ko right now is the icy blue color nitong S25 FE. Meron pa siyang jet black and the navy blue color. Now, itong Samsung Galaxy S25 FE na may 8 gigs of RAM and 120 gigs of storage. Yes, you heard it right. 128 lang is priced at 27,000 pesos. Meron siyang 8256 is priced at 31,000 pesos. And ang kanang 8512 is priced at 37,000 pesos. I'll post the link on the description box below kung saan mo siya pwede mabili or just simply click the YouTube shopping link there. And dyan lang para ma-redirect kayo sa Samsung official store, sa Shopee and sa Lazada para mabili mo to ng legit, para maklaim nyo ang warranty in case na may mangyari sa inyong phone. Huwag na kayo paligoy-ligoy pa and baka ma-scam pa kayo. Just a quick word of warning. Now, the first thing na napansin ko dito is quite lightweight siya at 190 grams. I kinda like tong design niya, no? Very simple. Hindi naman siya unique, no? It's the same song that I know for the longest time. Halos gano'n naman design ng S24 FE. Pero kahit FE siya, hindi mo feel na cheapo yung datingan niya. Dahil ang likod niya is a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus protection, side aluminum frames, and a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus na protection dito sa kanyang harap. eSIM ready na nga pala to, so you can use dalawang eSIM or pwede ka mag-mix ng nano and eSIM or parehong nano SIM and nano SIM. Depende sa kailangan mo at depende sa availability mo. Single ka pa ba? I mean sa availability ng SIM card na meron mo at hand, kung eSIM man or physical SIM. Meron din siyang protection na IP68 dust and water resistant, so wala kang problema dito pag nabasa and naulanan and nahulog. I think it has a certain amount of resistance against yung mga tortures. Pero si Samsung hindi sila active i-promote yung mga ganun. Though I think it has a certain level of protection. One good thing na gusto ko dito is quite good sa aking kamay. Though medyo a little bit edgy dito sa kanto, pero hindi naman siya nakaka-irita, no? Edgy na may kunting chamfer, no? Kaya hindi siya masyadong irritable. And by the way, this one is running One UI 8 inside Android version 16 and it gets a 7 major Android update. So dapat updated ka 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Android 23. Dapat updated pa rin ang phone mo. Honestly, baka ni-retire mo na yung phone mo pagdating ng Android 20 eh. Now, pagdating naman sa multitasking, okay naman tong phone na ito. I did all of the tasks dito na kailangan kong gawin. Doing Word document, spreadsheet, and PowerPoint. Doing some video editing dito, CapCut, generating some AI dito, ChatGPT, Gemini, and all of the things na maisip mo, kaya naman yung gawin. Kaya na i-handle. Where in fact, the Exynos na 2400, a 4nm chip, is quite powerful enough naman to power all of your needs. With the 8 gigs of RAM, I think more than enough. And nung sinalang ko naman to sa Antutu Benchmark version 11, nakakuha ko ng 1.81 million points dito sa benchmark na ito. And if you want to see the other benchmark na ginawa natin, ito, share ko sa inyo. Now, surprisingly, yung kanyang battery is almost a industry standard. 4,900 mAh and I think this still rocks a lithium-ion na battery. And right now, it's already the age of silicon carbon na I was hoping na si Samsung can put a little bit more effort dito sa kanyang battery. Could have been 6,000 or 6,500 kung silicon carbon ang ginamit niya. Yun ang problema kay Samsung sa kay iPhone, no? Masyado sila resistant sa mga changes na bago. Ayaw nila i-deploy. papaantay ka nila, and after sila Xiaomi, sila Oppo, sila Vivo, pinagsawaan na nila silicon carbon, saka nila lalagay dito sa kanila phone pag tested na sa kanila. Lagi silang wait and see. Sigurista kumbaga. 45 watts na wired charging naman meron na dito. Well, kahit paano, it's 45. And it has a 15 watts na wireless charging support, Qi2 charging. Now, based sa experience ko naman, this one can get it full in around a little bit above an hour and 10 minutes. Siguro, tansya ko lang that's just my estimate to get the full tank charging dito sa phone na ito. And pagdating naman sa daily usage, ginamit ko naman to as my daily driver. Well, honestly, okay, tumatagal naman ka ng battery. 2 araw, kayang-kaya na ng tagal. Basta you're using it normally, walang heavy usage, walang heavy gaming, walang heavy video recording. 2 araw, kayang-kaya. And nung sinalang ko sa PC Mark battery stress test, it failed for 4 times. So I did a manual testing. Nakakuha ako ng roughly 21 hours and 57 minutes para bumaba until 2% itong phone na ito, which is not bad solid. Na kung gusto mong makita full spec sheet nitong phone na ito, share ko na muna sa inyo. Napag-usapan naman natin ang kanyang display. 6.7 inch ang meron nitong phone nito. Medyo mas pahaba siya rather than medyo pataba, palapad. And meron siyang dynamic LTPO AMOLED display. Typical na 120Hz screen refresh rate with a 1900 nits na maximum brightness. One good thing naman dito sa kanya is protection niya is a Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. So medyo maganda ka na scratch resistance. Pero in-encourage ko kayo to still put a tempered glass for added protection. Na kung browse ka naman dito through social media, be it sa Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter, wala ka maging problema dito. In fact, smooth na smooth na experience ko dito sa kanya. And well, natuwa naman ako sa kanya, no? Browsing on all my shorts and reels dito, guarantee na okay naman siya. And if you're watching naman mga videos dito like sa Netflix, YouTube, talagang mag-enjoy ka rin naman dito sa kanya dahil, well, it's really nice, sharp naman ka display, and you get nothing but a flagship level experience dito when you're watching your favorite shows. Now, pagdating naman sa audio, meron siya isang malaking butas dito sa ilalim, and the other is probably coming here from kanyang earpiece. So right now, itest lang natin yung kanyang sounds ko. Malakas nga ba? Or walats? Well, honestly, yung kanyang sound is not cute. Kasi malakas naman siya for me, more of a mid-range level na kanyang sound. Hindi mo siya matatapat sa mga Galaxy S25 Plus or probably the S25 Ultra, pero yung sound niya is quite decent para sa akin personally. So pagdating naman sa gaming, kaya rin naman niya maglaro. Nakapag-try ako ng 3 games dito. Call of Duty Mobile, Honor of Kings, and Farlight 84. Pagdating naman sa Call of Duty Mobile, nakapag-achieve naman ng 60 FPS dito sa kanya based sa akin settings, and the gameplay is okay. Pretty nice, solid naman siya, wala kang maging problema dito sa kanya. And in fact, maganda naman kanyang touch response, yung kanyang sound is just okay, pero gumamit ako ng TWS just to give me a better sound experience dahil gusto ko marinig yung mga footsteps from the left and the right. So, ako yun ang ina-encourage ko sa inyo to use a TWS para mas magandang yung experience pagdating sa gaming sa sounds. Overall, wala naman na-feel na frame drops dito sa kanya, and quite surprising na malamig siya at 35 degrees Celsius after 30 minutes of gameplay. Pagdating sa Honor of Kings, hindi ko makita kung ilang FPS yung nakaset dito sa kanya, pero feel ko nasa 60 FPS din ng takbo neto, and the gameplay was okay. Wala akong maging problema dito sa kanya. Overall, smooth naman ang gameplay, wala akong masyado na feel na frame drops. Yung sound is just so-so, don't expect too much. Pero yung kanyang touch response is definitely fast. Maganda nga ng graphics, well, given naman siya. And malamig din siya at 35 degrees Celsius. O dati naman sa Farlight 84, feel ko umabot din naman to na 60 FPS. There is slight lag na feel ko habang medyo nag-heavy battle na siya along the way. One thing din napansin ko rin dito sa kanya is hindi ganun kalakasan yung kanyang sounds. Touch response is okay, responsive naman siya. Gameplay is okay, though you will feel some lags. And siya lang pinakamainit na na-achieve ko sa temperatures at 42 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay. Napag-usapan natin yung kanyang camera. This one has triple camera. Lahat to gumagana dito sa likod. And we have a 50MP na main camera sensor with OIS. Meron din siya 8MP na telephoto lens na may OIS. And it can give you a 3x optical zoom, 12MP ultra-wide lens, and of course, it can let you shoot up to 8K and 30 FPS. Front-facing camera, 12MP, can let you shoot up to 4K and 60, which is one of the good things na gusto ko rin dito sa kanya. 4K and 60, harap and likod, kaya. Now, on general picture taking pagdating sa outdoors, you'll be getting some nice, rich shot dito sa kanya. And honestly, kaya naman perform like the Samsung Galaxy S25, yung base variant, or probably the S25 Plus. For sure, hindi na kaya yung level ng S25 Ultra. Maganda naman makukuha mong colors dito, except that, well, it's quite saturated. Kahit yung orange niya, no, medyo mas saturated compare sa ibang mga Android phones na nalalaro natin. And though yung kanya saturation is looking good naman para sa akin, and ito kay mga purple, yung mga yellow, medyo a little bit more saturated than what I expect. Pero hindi naman siya super OA na wala sa lugar ka ng saturation. I would say na pretty fair naman ang ganang color. And if you're trying to get yung mga parang park shot like this one, okay, maganda. Ang ganda ka ng green, ang ganda rin ka ng clouds. Marami ka makitang details na sa kanya. And tinry ko naman kumuha ng ultra wide shot. Okay naman siya, honestly. And I can zoom all the way up to 30 times zoom. Pero tinry ko lang dito up to 10 times zoom. And honestly, quite okay pa rin siya kahit digitally zoom to 10 times. Now, if you're trying to take some photos sa indoor, low light, ng mga subject, maganda naman makaka-capture mo dito sa kanya. And itong green na ito, no, medyo neon green na siya in person. Mas naging neon green nga lang siya dito on this photo. Pero mga flowers na capture ko dito, looking really nice, no? Ang ganda, sharp mga photos na makaka-capture mo dito. And I really love them, no? Kasi sobrang simple lang ng mga shots dito. Guys, so tinan nyo, mga flowers dito. Maganda yung kanyang quality ng shots and yung details nandyan. Kahit kumukuha ka ng mga stuffed doll shot dito, talagang mapapamangha ka. Ang ganda ng kuha niya. Now, pagdating naman kanya selfie photo, fair enough. Good na yung mga photos na makaka-capture mo dito. One thing na gusto ko dito kay Samsung is preserve yung natural look. Hindi siya beautified. Talagang kung ano ang mukha mo, yun ang dalang makita mo dito sa Samsung, hindi niya tinitweak para sa'yo. Now, one good thing din dito sa phone na ito, kahit sa low light, okay pa rin siya. Sharp pa rin mga photos sa mga capture mo dito sa kanya. The other mga mid-ranger at this price point, normally, medyo mediocre na yung mga photos sa mga capture mo. Lalo na pag, sa low light, talagang mukha mo magiging ang konti na ng details. Pero not on the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. At tingnan muna natin a video na na-capture ko using the front-facing camera. Guys, Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So, recording at 40 and 60. Honestly, quite stable. Just using my bare hand. Quality, it's not bad. Pwede ito pang vlogging. And here's one from the rear camera. Kung i-check naman natin ang rear camera ni S25 FE, kaya na mag-shoot up to 8K pero nilagay lang natin sa 4K and 60. Quality, good. So resolution, good. And stable din siya. Now, with a performance like this one, the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE is still a hard to beat the phone. Pero with yung ganang processor na Exynos na 2400 scoring just a 1.8 million points for a sub 30,000 pesos phone, well, actually 27,000 if you get the 128, medyo hindi siya mura, that I can say. Pero if you're looking for a good daily driver, and reliable, maganda ka ng camera, and tumatagal ka ng battery, I think this is definitely a good choice. Pero if you're looking for something more powerful, there are a lot of other brands that you can consider other than the Samsung Galaxy S25 FE. So guys, meron kayo natutunan dito sa video na ito. If you do, please share this video to your friends. Of course, ina-encourage ko kayo to like, subscribe dito sa aking channel so you don't miss out ng mga quite rare review like this one here sa aking channel. Kasi parang konti na nag-review dito here in the Philippines. So paano yan? Hanggang dito muna ako. I'll see you on my next video. Peace out. And so, ako para si Richmond and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.